Okay, heading back to where we were in the last video. If you didn't catch it, this is a big permission. We've been metal detecting all year, and while out scouting here, I found two interesting spots. One was two piles of rocks in a place where, well, it was just kind of odd for there to be piled rocks. The second thing on the hump, on the other side of the hump where the rocks were, was a hole. Could be from an old fallen tree, could be a cellar hole. So today I'm walking back in from a different angle to see some different ground, and if that doesn't turn out to be anything, then we have an option to loop around in a different area. So time it, let's see how far and how long it takes just to get to where we're going to begin. Okay, first stop, the hole in the ground at the top of the hill. 1 mile. About 20 minutes, right on track. So what I did today is this wall, I came right up the center. Last hike explore video, the loop was in here. We're gonna check these couple spots, and then we're gonna loop our way out in this square and see if there's any iron or anything in the ground out here. Nothing. Am I surprised? Absolutely not. Because this is what happens most of the time. But you have to walk a mile to check. Let's look around and swing around in here. There's a little bit of nail iron. 50 feet away from that hole, but still, I'm a mile out in the woods. Gotta be ammo. Okay, let's see if we're dealing with old or modern. Impacted lead. No surprise, right? And again, like I said in the last video, this is early New Hampshire grants from Massachusetts, 1730s to the 1750s. To my surprise, as I walk around this, which is essentially the high spot in this stone wall square, which is massive, I am picking up a bit of nail iron every now and then. And then we see that up here. So nail iron, people were moving around. Not the largest pile of stacked rocks, but it is still stacked rocks. And then this right here, if you can see it about where that pine is, there is a line. So if they were up here doing things, they did it up to this point. That's as far as the earth was shifted. So for being at least a half a mile away from where I know there's a cellar hole, that's intriguing, especially since the land is not great. Okay, so I gave that 20 minutes, scattered nail iron, and some stacked rocks. Speaking of stacked rocks, I'm at the second interesting spot of these stacked rocks, off the back side of where we just were, to see if there's anything over here. No doubt these ones are just peculiar. I mean, the location is just nonsensical. But the ground is quiet. For whatever reason, though. Two piles of rocks. Okay, nothing. Couple nails around, so I think we've clearly realized that inside this side they were attempting to clear it and working. Probably livestock, maybe crops up on the top, I don't know. But we're gonna go now check out more land. We're gonna follow this wall And like I said, we're going to loop up around inside this square, but we'll also get to take a look further on the side we're on. These 2 trips, with the weather being as sketchy as it is, I don't know if you can hear it, it's wet. Everything's still dripping. I want to cover as much ground as I can, so when we have good days, we know what areas to get into and concentrate on. Wow. What a magnificent wall. So this is the one I pointed out the other day. That's a king's wall for borders and such. And it is just grand. Wow. So, as I've traveled up, you look up, and there's more up. This is some landscape. But it's these in-between plateaus and flat spots. You gotta look. You just never know. Beautiful. Ain't that just awesome? Okay, I made it to the top. I think I'm about dead center in the middle of this property. It's massive. That looks interesting, so gotta step in and check for nails. Nothing. And believe me, I checked for quite a few minutes and checked around. But what a prime spot compared to where we just came from. I hope it tees off soon so we know where to bank and go in and turn around. But that is decent. That is definitely cleared land. You see that side, right? Very nice. Across the wall. Lumpy, rocky, wet. It's just painfully obvious which side was cleared, 300 years ago or so. Okay, so our corner wall, off the one we were just following, is right down there. It actually went into the wetland. Almost missed it. So the good chunk we've been walking past, the end wall is right there. It was only 5 minutes more. So we're going to go for a wild card and just swing as we go and look around. I hope it breaks soon. I've been walking and swinging for a while. Wall off to my side. Well, this is interesting. So we just came from way over there. That's where that main carrier wall is. Probably about halfway amongst the trees there on the line. Stacked rocks. There's actually, I counted 4 in total in this area. And that right there looks like a little strip of wall. And it is, it's about 40 feet of wall. So we're inside the square, obviously. So this was definitely being somewhat heavily worked. When you see strips of wall like that, it tends to be near where somebody was living. I just haven't seen any cellar holes. Well, I just walked all the way off the hill on my way to leave. Guess we'll end it with that signal. Probably ammo, but we'll check. So today was good learning. Like I said, we have complete access to this. We're digging stuff for the property owners. So that is the most convincing square that I walked through today. But if it's a 100-acre lot, there's a house up there, or was a house, it's going to take a lot to find it. And it is ammo. Alright everybody, thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon.